Hey, Mike the Disgruntled Mechanic. What I want to do is put a little disclaimer at the beginning of this video before you watch it, just so you know, and maybe you won't want to continue to watch it. I go through the setup on the AC machine to do a task, and when I go to perform the task, it's not possible to perform it. And with saying that, I just wanted to let you know that you go through most of the steps of hooking it up, and then you will see it was just the reverse to finish the process, which you don't get to see because, well, you'll see why if you watch the video. But anyhow, thanks. Hey folks, Mike the Disgruntled Mechanic here. 'Tis that time of season for a little bit of air conditioning and recharging her and getting her good and cold. This is my Snap On Polartek AC machine. I used it one time now to actually recharge my 2002 Chevy 2500 HD pickup truck to recharge the AC. It's 20 years old and it wasn't blowing very cold, so I decided to check it and give this thing a trial run and see how it worked, and we got her done. I want to thank Jim the car guy. If you haven't watched his channel, please go there. I'll put a link to it down below, possibly up here. He helped me figure it out altogether since I had never done it. But what I want to do is show you some basics on the machine and what you can do with it. So you can either do things automatic or manual. And of course there's setup and maintenance modes, but we're not going to go into that. This is more to just show how the machine works once you have things set up. So you can do the automatic. Yeah, look at me pushing that. You got to come over to the enter. Duh. It gives you your vacuum time, what you want your auto oil injection on or off, and what that does is if it takes any oil, PAG oil out, it will automatically put back in the same amount. And then of course you got to put in your charge amount of how much 134A, R134A, which this machine does, how much you're going to put back in. And you want to tell it if you're going to do it through the high side, the low side, or the high and low side. So that would be how you would do the automatic. You can also scroll over here to the database, and if your vehicle is in it, it should automatically set this up for you. Unfortunately, my truck was so old that it wasn't on there, so I just ended up doing it all manually, which was no big deal. So what we are actually going to do is, let's go back. Oh, oops, stop. See, I don't even remember how to do some of this. Let's just go back to home. That's what it is. We are going to come over. We are going to use the buttons over here. We are going to scroll over to manual, which it did. We'll hit the enter button. Recovery and recycle. That's what we're going to do. You can manually put in oil injection. You can actually pull the vacuum on it and then do the charge. You can do all that manually, or you can, like I said, do the automatic, and that just follows all the steps and does it. Which even on the automatic one, you can either stop where you're at in the step, or it won't advance until to the next one until you actually tell it to. So that's some of the nice stuff. But what we're going to do is the recovery on this, because we have an old 2002 Chevy 2500, which is going to the scrapyard. So I figured we might as well pull the 134A out of that rather than sending it and right to the scrapyard with it in, which no matter what it recovers is a little extra that I have to charge, and you know, it doesn't go into the environment. I don't know how they do it, but anyhow, all I know is we're going to pull that out. So I haven't done this before. We're going to follow the procedure. The machine, it's pretty easy to follow if you read the instructions, read the book beforehand. It is really not a big deal. So what we're going to do is I'm going to show you a little more about the machine, because once I get set up and show it on the truck, I may not actually come back to this. Well, I'll just try and point things out to you as it is. So of course here's your low and your high gauge. I'm going to move you over to the side to show you something that I'll be using that I may not move back to, so I'm going to mention it now. So these are the high and low valves coming off of the machine. They call them side valves, and you can open them or close them. They are on the closed position now, and the reason I'm coming and showing you this is I don't know if I'll come back to it in the steps when it tells me to open or close these side valves for high and low. That's where I'll be going to do it, so you know where they're at. Pretty much the rest of it is hooking it up on the truck. So let's get into this manual procedure. I think I showed you enough to actually get through this. So let me put you back to the front here and we'll follow the directions as they come up on the screen. So we'll start with the recovery, and it tells you connect and open HP and LP coupling to AC system. Open HP and LP side valves and press enter. Pretty easy. So we're going to go over to the truck and we will hook up these, and it even shows you, to put it on the high side first, then open it, and then, do this one next, and then you're going to come over, and step number 3 for this one will be to open these on the things just like it says, and then we'll press enter. So let's go over to the truck and we'll do that. So we'll take the caps off for your high and for your low. One of these is bigger than the other one, so it's pretty hard to screw up which is which. Pardon me if I hit the camera accidentally. I tried to get you the best shot that I could here. So we'll now hook up the couplers to this. So the small one is our blue. We'll put that on. There we go. And we will open it. We have our safety glasses on, of course, just in case. We'll put this one on and we'll open it. So now we have them hooked up. We'll go back to the machine and we'll open up those side valves. So this is hooked up. Most of it's going to happen on the machine now. So let me go back over to the machine, get set up, and we'll continue with the process. One of the things I do want to mention is the directions actually said to run the vehicle and warm it up before you did this, but this doesn't run, so that wasn't possible. So what difference is it going to make? I don't know, but we can only do it cold. So, all right, so let's, we did that. Oh, the side valves. Almost forgot. So I showed you those. I just opened the side valves for the high and low. Now we'll press enter. And now we'll start up and we'll wait. And I may speed this up some. Well, there you go. AC system empty. Press escape to exit. Well, oversetting. There must have been a leak, and there it is. So we're not going to be able to complete the process because it's empty. So I'm going to continue with this vehicle anyhow, because what you would have did if everything would have worked right is the machine would have showed you how much it recovered. Then basically you would have went back, you would have shut your connections, come over here, shut the side valves at the machine, and unhooked that, and it would have told you how much it recovered. And that's pretty much the process. It's pretty straightforward and simple. So Anyhow, this is Mike the Disgruntled Mechanic saying, just remember, if you can get somebody else to do it, you're probably better off. Thanks for watching. See ya.